So in the last set of notes, we talked about what science was, but this class is specifically called physical science. So today we're going to focus on what physical science is. So physical science is the study of matter and energy. So what is matter? Matter is anything. It is stuff. Anything that you can see and even things you can't see, like air. Matter takes up space. Whether you can see it taking up space or not. So your iPad is matter because it takes up space. Air is matter because it's taking up the space around you even though you can't see it. Energy gives matter the ability to move and change. So for example, electricity, heat, and light are all types of energy. Electricity has the ability to give matter the ability to change, like, or heat even. It goes from something that is cold to warm. Light is something goes from dark to light. There are two major fields in physical science, chemistry and physics. And so chemistry looks at matter and energy on the scale of atoms and molecules. So it focuses on the really small aspects of matter. Physics looks at matter and energy at all scales, all the way from atoms to outer space, much broader range. So both of these fields of physical science get broken down into many smaller and more specific subfields. So chemistry is the study of the structure, properties, and interactions of matter. Again, usually at a small scale, such as atoms and molecules. They look at physical changes and chemical reactions. So like a physical change is water freezing. So the liquid water is made up of the compound H2O, and we put a cursive L behind it to show you that it's in the liquid state. But when it freezes, it's still water, but now it's in the solid state. And so that would be a physical change because it still remains water, only the state is changing. They look at chemical reactions, and chemical reactions are like fireworks exploding, frying an egg, milk rotting, anything that goes from something that was, let's say, water, and it changes it into a new substance. So we can break down water into the hydrogen and oxygen atoms. And so these two are very different from the water. And so that would be an example of a chemical reaction. Physics is the study of energy and how it interacts with matter. We look at motion, things moving, forces such as magnetism and gravity, and different forms of energy. So like heat, light, and electricity. So if you were to get into a career in physics, odds are you're not going to focus on all three of these types of energy. Rather, you are going to become specialized in just one of these. So, physical science is all around you, again, without you even really knowing it. Physical science explains much of what you observe and do in your daily life. Almost everything that makes modern life possible relies on physical science, like driving a car, cell phone, lights. All of these things wouldn't exist if scientists weren't researching and investigating things in the physical science. So if we look up at the examples, A bike lets you travel faster and further than you can travel by foot. So this is dealing with energy and movement. An air conditioner turns on when you lower the thermostat. So we're dealing with temperature and heat. A microwave heats up food very quickly. And that deals with the atoms of the food being put into motion. Glasses help correct your vision problems, and they do that with bending of light waves. And then mixing different colors of paint produces new colors, and that has to do with physical changes right there. So there are tons of careers in physical science, and these 4 are just a random snippet of 4 physical science careers. A pharmacist prepares and dispenses medicine and advises patients. They work in drugstores, hospitals, and other settings. It takes about 6 years of college to become a pharmacist. A forensic scientist helps solve crimes by gathering and analyzing clues. And if we're going to be serious, the forensic scientists, they don't actually probably ever step foot on a crime scene. They're going to get the evidence collected by the investigators, and they're going to do all these labs on them. So if you like getting into the lab and running tests, this could possibly be a career for you. This takes about 4 years of college. An automotive mechanic can diagnose and repair cars and truck problems. The mechanics work on the car dealerships and repair shops. To become an automotive mechanic, it's generally about 6 months to 2 years of technical training. And so you might be thinking, well, how is that physical science? And that could be having to do with how fast the wheels can rotate, how tight you've tightened the lug nuts on a tire. All of that boils down to physical science. A surveyor measures and records features on Earth's surface. Surveyors work for architects, engineers, and government agencies. It takes about 4 years of college to become a surveyor. So all of these are just basic ideas of careers in physical science in hopes of getting you thinking of where you see physical science in your daily lives.